Hey friends, welcome back to Rita Talks. I'm Rita, and on this YouTube channel, I just share some of the thoughts, ideas that I've been thinking about, some of the things that have been going on in my life. And in today's video, I want to talk about a topic that I have not spoken about in a really long time, which is basically my attempt to change roles from a software development engineer role to an applied science role, where basically I did my interviews about a year ago, and like basically there was no outcome from that, so I just worked on getting promoted as a software development engineer. I got promoted 3 months ago, and I've also changed teams, and basically right now what I'm doing is working on closing a project that's been long-standing from my previous team. And like basically just trying to do that, and once that's done, I'm looking forward to picking up again this topic of applied science. And today I did something that I was like made me actually quite happy and made me super hopeful and excited about this topic again, which is basically I watched one of the recordings from a paper reading session that I had done basically at work. And at the time when I had made this session, I felt a bit insecure, to be completely honest, but it doesn't show on the video. And actually, like, I'm super happy with, like, basically at the time, I was not sure whether what I did was good or not. But watching it today, I'm actually super proud of it, and super happy that I actually did it. And like just watching it again made me excited about the topic again, and doing some math stuff and doing some research stuff, and maybe doing some more paper readings, like in a way that makes me accountable, and basically getting excited again about doing paper walkthroughs, doing paper readings and posting them on YouTube. And just watching this gave me such a boost of energy and confidence in my ability to be able to do that. And I think that's something that I can pick up again. Usually the kind of things that are worth doing for me are reoccurring themes in my life. So basically in school I was really into maths, and then for a little bit I drifted away from it. Then I got back to it and I was really into it. And then I drifted away from it. Then I'm getting back, like I tried getting back to it last year and like doing applied science stuff. And then I drifted back from it over the past year. And now I'm drifting back to it. And it's like a recurring theme, which is basically like somewhat reassuring, because I know that these recurring themes over the long term like are gonna lead somewhere. And I have no doubt that hopefully at some point I will be able to work on this kind of stuff on a like every day as part of my job, um, because it's like just brings me so much joy, to be completely honest, that every time I drift away from it, I get a bit unhappy. And then once I get back to it, I'm like like immediately back to my excited state and like energetic state. And I'm super glad that I rewatched this recording, and I actually thought that like it was really good to refresh my memory on this specific paper. And I think what I'm gonna try to do, I think this summer, is start basically doing these paper readings and like really commit my time to them. And basically like rewatching this, I had basically recorded it from basically my laptop. I mean, I was doing the presentation from my laptop, and I had basically a paper that I had read and that I was going through like the different steps and the different reasoning in the paper. And I just thought, this is actually really good. I don't have to write down the paper. I can just study the paper in the way that I usually study it, and then present it the same way that I presented this paper, by just having a PDF that's annotated with my notes, that I was like taking while I was trying to understand this paper, and just film that and post it with my face on the side, and that's it. Yeah, just make it really simple. And it goes back to this somewhat of a system that I had in my mind. Like, ideally, I really want to do, like, I think a good start would be to do one paper reading per month, even one per quarter. Like, I have 0 paper readings on YouTube right now. So, like, even do one paper reading, and then do another paper reading, and then maybe do, like, have a regular cadence of one per quarter, and then maybe increase that cadence to one per month, and then slowly start to increase that cadence to one per week, maybe one per day, if I really want to challenge myself and if it's the only thing that I do uh, out of my life. That would be so freaking cool. And it just got me excited about this YouTube thing again. And I don't know, I just see so much potential, and like, I have this image in my head that I keep daydreaming about, of me just doing maths every day and working on this kind of stuff, and like, I don't know, it just sounds such an amazing thing. Yeah, like, I'm trying to visualize. Like, it's not I'm trying to visualize. It's basically I'm trying to figure out the system. Like, in my head, there is this somewhat of a perfect solution, which is basically do these focus diaries, right? This idea of focus diaries that I've been thinking about lately, and in these focus diaries, study the papers that I'm going to present in these paper readings, and record the focus diaries and post the focus diaries as separate videos, and then post the paper readings once I've studied the paper and presented it, like, to my camera or whatever. And it's like a system that is starting to form in my head, like a feedback loop that's a positive feedback loop that I can so clearly see in my head that this is gonna be so cool and so exciting and so fun to do. It's just, I'm super excited about that. I think I just need to make the time and, like, truly commit to doing these things. And yeah, for now I'm just letting it, simmer in my head, and basically wait until it's unbearable for me to not do this, right? And yeah, just have that long-term perspective that these are the things that I truly genuinely enjoy. I keep diverging from these things and I keep coming back. And every time I come back to these things, my life is just so, like, filled with so much joy, and everything makes sense. And eventually, hopefully, this can just be my life, right? And in the meantime, just work on what's right in front of me, the projects that I need to take care of, the commitments that I've made, the proving things to myself that I follow through on my word, that I'm doing these, like, not running away from hard things, like this project that I'm currently working on closing. It's been a project that I've been working on for so long, and it's still not closed because it's complex, and it's a project that I did not want to do in the beginning. But basically, I think the only way for me through this project is just to do it. Basically, it goes back to this like stoicism thing that basically Ryan Holiday built his book, like wrote his book around his book, The Obstacle is the Way. He said, this thing that I really did not want to do, that I'm currently working on, it's really important that I close it, because this win this thing that I literally despised and that's been haunting me for so long, when I close that, it's gonna be such a huge confidence boost that basically, if I can do this thing that I could not stand, that basically, I don't know, represented such like so many highs and lows in my life, that has so much past with it, um, like that had associated failure with it. Overcoming this, it's just like it will give me the confidence to know that when I have something that I really care about, like this is something that I can't stand, right? That I couldn't stand, that I'm learning to love, and that I have committed to doing, and so that I'm pushing through and trying to get to production, even though it's hard and it's something that has so much resistance to it. If I conquer this thing, then when I work on the things that I absolutely love, like machine learning, maths, all of this stuff, there will literally be nothing stopping me. So, so yeah, that's how I see it. And I don't know, just got super excited about that. And I think usually, like, I don't know, I'm somewhat getting back to my terrible sleep habits. It's uh, 3:12 a.m. and it kind of reminds me of when I was preparing for my applied science interview, like these 3 a.m. thoughts and these 3 a.m. Reflections, these 3 a.m. moments that I have also always had. Like I would diverge from this sleep schedule and then always come back to it when uh, I'm working on, like when I'm working on the things that I want to work on and the things that interest me. I always come back to this late night schedule where I have so much joy that's derived from working on the things that I want to work on until like in this specific time slot, and like just following my own rhythm. It's just so amazing to see, and I'm super glad that I'm documenting this whole journey thanks to this channel, because it will serve, like it keeps on serving as reminders of these different cycles that I go through. Get really excited about something that I absolutely love, have day-to-day stuff get in the way between me and that thing, then feel a bit, I don't know, not very happy, and then somehow find my way back to this thing and get really excited about it again. And with every time, every iteration of this loop, I get closer and closer to really figuring out the kind of things that I like to work on. The like really figuring out who I am as a person, my values, and the kind of work that is basically my life's work. And basically, every time I go through this loop, it just gives me even more confidence that over the long term, I will eventually get there. I just have to be patient enough with myself and not give up on things, and like just basically follow my intuition and trust that I will eventually get back to the things that are aligned with me as a person, and things that make me happy, even if in the short term it might not necessarily be the case. It just brings me so much solace to know this, and to be documenting these times of boom and bust, these cycles that are happening, that are reoccurring in my life. That every time I go through one of these cycles, I learn something new, and it just kind of makes me better and like forces me to understand myself better. And so, like, I'm genuinely super grateful for this. I don't have any expectation. I don't want to like commit to stuff that will make me feel bad afterwards. I just wanna follow my flow and my curiosity and that that given that I'm putting in the right inputs, right? Like, I'm not saying this like, I literally read one paragraph of a research paper every day. So it's not as if I'm not working on it and like hoping that something will happen. I am putting in the inputs. It's just I have to stick with it long enough that something good will happen from these inputs that are happening. So basically, not just hope for the best by not doing anything, but trust that these small inputs, small habits, will eventually compound into allowing me to build the life that I want and just live genuinely a life full of flow, full of happiness, and following my genuine curiosity. So yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about for today. I hope this was somewhat helpful, but like, I'm super excited, and maybe it's just my 3 a.m. crazy self talking, but uh, I can see it. I can see it so clearly in my head that I can almost touch it. I just have to be persistent enough to make this vision that I can see, and like that I can see in my mind's eye, until I make it happen, and like take the actions that I need to take until I make it happen, and be patient enough with myself when it does not happen as fast as I want it to happen, and be okay with it, and yeah, just still trust this intuition that I have. So yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about for real today. Thanks a lot for tuning in. You can click here to watch my previous video on this channel, so the one right before this one, or you can click here to watch my latest video on the channel overall. Thanks again for tuning in. I hope you have a fantastic rest of day, night, whichever time of day it is where you are right now. Bye for now, and hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye.